Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Gemini, I'm about to tell you what I'm doing with the oracles, but if you're the ride or die, you already know. I put a timestamp in so you can just go to the beginning of the reading. So I do use the oracles for the overall energy for the reading, and then I'm going to throw some tarot so we can get some details about the overall energy. But if you are someone who is brand new here, welcome, welcome. I hope that you will stay. And if you'd like to stay, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner of this little square where I live. Welcome here. And if you are my ride or die, thank you so much for showing up here again. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini in the week ahead. My readings are always for the week ahead, Gemini. Whether you get it today, tomorrow, or next year, it's always going to be for the week ahead. Tell me about Gemini. We've got reflection. So reflection to me, card number 20 is the judgment card in the tarot. So it does feel like there is a bit of reflection that's going on here this week. It's like you're thinking about something, you're seeing yourself in the mirror, or you're reflecting on the past, or maybe reflecting in the present moment. But it feels like there's something here that you're thinking about changing, possibly, that you're being called to a different place, or maybe it's time to take another road or another path. Tell me more. And we've got boundaries. Oh, I like that. I think we had this conversation once before, and I don't think it was last week, but it might have been before that. It does feel like somebody is realizing here that I've got to draw better boundaries with people, places, situations, employers. We do have card number 26. When it comes to reciprocal energy, I feel like you're not getting the reciprocal energy, Gemini. You are an overgiver, by the way, right? For most of you, not all of you, but Gemini is a beautiful energy, sort of a freedom fighter kind of energy. Just wants to see everybody do well and just wants to see everybody have their thing, right? I feel like it's time to set up some boundaries because I feel like there might be people in your energy who are actually taking advantage of you. And I feel like this is what you might be reflecting on. That you might be reflecting on, maybe I just need to pull my energy back behind the boundaries. Maybe I need to set up boundaries. Maybe you're setting up boundaries that you never thought you'd have to set up before. We've got endings. Look, when it comes to boundaries and we set up boundaries, now boundaries aren't for other people. You don't put boundaries on other people. We put them on ourselves because we now have self-respect or bigger, stronger respect for the self. It's a promise we make to ourselves. If they do A, I'm always going to do B. And if they're going to try and take advantage of me, then I'm going to put them behind the boundary and say, nope, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. And with no real big explanation, but just letting them know that I just cannot do that. The thing is that sometimes it will cause endings, right? I feel like we've got 11 and then we have an 11 here. So we've got 11, 11 on this card. And so I feel like if you've been seeing 11, 11s, you're waking up. It's usually the first set of numbers we see at the beginning of our awakening. And it's bringing revelations or reflections for you here. And the reflections are, it's time for me to put up some boundaries. And make no mistake about it, when you put up those boundaries, you're going to see who actually is around you because they want to be, or who you were servicing. So the people that can no longer get whatever out of you that they were getting out of you, when they can no longer get that, they will wander away from the boundaries and you won't see them again. So there will be endings. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it works. But look, you'd rather have quality than quantity, right? We've got passion ignited. I like it. So I think that you really have a passion for this. I feel like you're really reflecting on something, yourself, your life, your friendships, your relationships, your marriage maybe, and realizing that maybe there's a few people that require boundaries here because they just automatically bust into my life and think I'm just going to drop everything in order to help them. It's time to create some pretty good boundaries around that. We do have love begins. So for those of you who are single or looking for love, it looks like there is going to be the joining of two people here, possibly. Look, sometimes this is within relationship, as I was saying. Maybe you're dating somebody who always expects the most from you. Maybe they always expect you to pay the bill. Maybe they don't even show up with their wallet anymore because they just expect it from you. And maybe you're creating a boundary there. Maybe this person is like, every time we go out, I spend $500 on you, but you're not putting in a cent. And so I feel like it's not only like there is a boundary that needs to be laid there, right? So yeah, maybe when you're dating, you're always paying for the meal, but you don't always pay for everything else, not buying them clothes, not putting gas in the car. And like, it's not your responsibility to do that. So I feel like once you lay these boundaries, I feel like it feels like that's when the love begins, possibly with the self, or it could be that that person wanders off and you really do find the person who you deserve. Oh, look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. I kind of love that it's showing up here. This is future energy at the bottom of the deck. Wow, wow, wow. I feel like you're being rewarded for those boundaries, Gemini, is what it looks like. So for some of you, it's money, right? Prosperity begins is the page of, or the Ace of Pentacles. So it's abundance. And for some of you, the abundance might be meeting somebody. It might be starting again or planting a pentacle that is going to, I think it's going to build a legacy, or it's going to root really well. I think it took a long time to see this, but the Wheel of Fortune is destiny, right? It is, things are happening for you at this time because they were supposed to. The universe was just waiting for you to put up the boundaries. Because what's the point of this going down if you're just letting everybody in to just walk on your carpets with their shoes that are dirty? I feel like the Destiny card is telling me that this is the time for change. It's time for you to make change, and some of those changes are going to cause endings because that's what boundaries do. But I feel like you're really passionate about being treated properly. So I feel like the boundaries, that's why they are here. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's look at the tarot for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. If you are cross-watching, thanks so much for doing that. Tell me about Gemini in the week ahead, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini. Welcome to Pisces season, Gemini. Tell me about Gemini. We've got the Ace of Cups. So you are definitely reflecting on relationships. And they could be platonic or romantic, but usually this is the beginning of a relationship. You might have started a relationship recently within the last month. Cups are months for me. You may have started a relationship in the last month, and there's a lot of passion, but I feel like this person is costing you a lot of money. So I don't care if you're the feminine or the masculine. It goes both ways. You know, sometimes we pick up a scrub. Right? Yep. TLC sang about it, right? So feminine or masculine, sometimes we pick up somebody who just expects we're going to pick up the bill for them. Tell me about Passion Ignited, please. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, and I feel like you realize that this is all in fire. So I'm really attracted to them, and they're really attracted to me. In fact, the Ace of Wands could be a love bomb. Maybe I've been love bombed. Like, it feels like somebody realizes the ace of that passion had been ignited, and that maybe I need to reflect on that, because I feel like somebody's like, no. I got to lay down some boundaries. This queen has boundaries. This is the one who is, carries it all, pays their own bills, has their own house, plants their own garden, takes care of themselves. You've done a really good job taking care of yourself inside and out. This is the queen who's really solid, right? So I feel like you go from this ignited passion to, you know what, maybe I just got to get a little more stable, sturdy, and grounded here, and really look at what's going on. And I think that's why we've got boundaries coming up later in the week, next week. It feels like around Thursday, maybe, you start putting some boundaries in place, or testing boundaries. There it is. The Four of Pentacles is miserly. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. It's miserly. I'm not giving you my energy. I'm not giving you my time. I'm not giving you money. And so I feel like when you put that boundary in place, you really realize who people are, right? Tell me about this Love Begins, please. What is this? Tell me about Love Begins. We have the Three of Cups. Very cool. So I feel like somebody here, if you are looking for love, if you are a person who's interested in that by the end of the week, around the weekend, I feel like you could be invited somewhere social. And if you were invited somewhere that is, there's drinks flowing, food, I feel like there's a celebration. Maybe you're invited to a barbecue, a backyard barbecue, or maybe you're invited to go out with friends. It feels like you will meet somebody there who I feel is the beginning of something new for you, because the card of destiny is here. Something's about to change, and it's divine timing that you meet somebody new here. What is this under here? Oh yeah, prosperity begins, right? Something brand new. Investing in something new. Tell me about the Ace of Cups and this reflection here, the Judgment card. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the High Priestess. And we've got the Nine of Wands. Yep, you're giving something up is what it is. So we have the Nine of Wands, which tells me you're the wounded warrior. You're just about over it, I'm going to say. It feels like you've been at this a month. Maybe it's a brand new relationship, and you've jumped into a relationship where the other person expects you to pay the bill. We've got the the Nine of Wands, and then we have the Ace, which is 10 Wands. You're just out of there. I feel like the High Priestess is telling me that you might do it silently. You might just back away. You are looking inwardly for sure, but I feel like the High Priestess energy is telling me that I'm just going to, like, the inward energy is like, I've really got to do this. You've decided within the self. You've done reflection, and the High Priestess does do a lot of reflection. That person is in constant connection with the universe, right? With their God, with their creator. And so I feel like you've decided that this is not for me. Yeah. It's been a month of this, and I'm reflecting on the Nine of Wands. I'm now the wounded warrior. This person doesn't treat me very well, but I buy everything for them. And it feels like it could be a money thing, but it also could be an energy thing. Look, it could be that this person only shows up when you're ready to buy dinner, and then all of a sudden they ghost you for 4 days. It could be that sort of energy as well. But I think that you make this realization, or you look at yourself, this reflection is your High Priestess energy. I feel when you look in the mirror, you're like, I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more than that. I'm the High Priestess. Like, I'm somebody who is like psychic and beautiful and energetic, and I love to help people. And I feel like you just say, no, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. So you have this passion ignited energy, which is the Ace of Wands, but I feel like you move from this Ace of Wands energy to the Queen of Pentacles. This one's responsible, right? It's like, I've really got to look at my financial situation. What am I doing here? Tell me about the Queen. Because the Queen is an overgiver, by the way. And that's you. I feel like we got the Queen of Cups here for a reason. Why is that? We've got the King of Wands. Wow. Okay. So the King of Wands carries a wand, and then Passion Ignited is the Ace of Wands. That's 2 wands. That's preparing to say something or do something here with this romantic connection, but it feels like you don't really know what to do. I also do see the Eight of Swords as someone who's got boundaries, though. But the Eight of Swords is also a place where you're stuck in the mind, right? It does feel like you want to take action on this. You do want to say something. But now I've gotten myself in like a whole month, 30 days, and I'm not really sure what to do from here. But you do switch out from your Ace of Wands energy to this energy of the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody who is, in fact, an overgiver, but somebody who's also very responsible with their time, their energy, their money, and, you know, the way that they take care of themselves. I feel like you've decided with the Queen of Cups to be very compassionate and kind with this person, the best way that you know how, but you do have to take action. I feel like the Eight of Swords is telling me that you're fighting yourself, that you've got yourself in this place where you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to break this person's heart when I tell them I no longer want to date them, because it's pretty obvious at this point that somebody here is really greatly taking advantage of you and your kindness. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles here. Tell me about these boundaries. We've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. We've got the Six of Pentacles, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm going to say that you're money bags. That's what it is. That's what it looks like. You're the one giving reciprocal energy. Look, as tarot readers, we always say this is reciprocal energy, but I only see one person giving. I don't see anybody giving back. I'm just saying the Wheel of Fortune is here, which tells me this has got to stop. It's time. You've got to change. It's time to put the boundaries up, right? The Four of Pentacles is here. It's time to put the boundaries up because you don't have an endless flow of money. And I feel like you are a person who is really trying to build a legacy of some sort. You're trying to, you've built yourself here to the 10 of Pentacles. You really are looking for a long-term relationship, but the one that you found, the one that could be coming up in the week ahead. Look, you could meet this person in the week ahead, and this could ensue for the next month. Take it as it resonates. Maybe you haven't met this person yet, but it feels like there is a leak. I want to say there's a leak somewhere in the foundation, and I think it's money. Just gonna say. Tell me about the Three of Cups and Love Begins. Look, it's not the end of the road. I feel like this was a lesson. everything is a lesson. And I feel like this was a lesson that just because the person looks good on the outside, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're good on the inside. This person was looking for somebody, you know, they were looking for a money truck. They were looking for a money bag. And I think that you were the generous one that showed up. And I feel there was a great attraction. We jumped in passion. And I feel like you quickly realized that this is not for me. So I feel like it's not the end of the line, because I feel like you put up the boundary, and guess what? This person walks away and doesn't come back. So I feel like for a while you're wandering around in the dark, trying to look for your light until this shows up. Tell me about the Three of Cups, please. Celebration here. Love begins. So either this is you backing out of this relationship and loving the self. It could be that, but it also could be a new relationship. We've got the Knight of Wands here. We've got the Seven of Wands. And we've got the Four of Swords. So healing does ensue here. I feel like the Seven of Wands is telling me that you're no longer fighting people off with a stick. You're no longer in this place where you feel like your back is against the wall. I want to say with the Knight of Wands, you quickly get into this place of celebration. You get back into your group of friends. Maybe that person was pulling you away from your group of friends too. That's not healthy, right? Someone who just wants to be codependent with you, sequester you, take you away from the people that love you the most, that's not healthy. And I feel like the Knight of Wands is telling me that you very quickly and bravely get back into this Three of Cups, back into the friend group, back into celebration, back into having happy times. And I feel like you heal the Seven of Wands. So the Four of Swords to me is healing of the mind. And so for some of you, it could mean that you're about to meet somebody new, possibly. But I also feel that for others of you, it's like, I just got to get back to the people that I love, the people who really treat me well. But it's not the end of the line. Look, we've got destiny here with this prosperity that's beginning here. And I feel like after your heartache and loss, I feel like there is prosperity that begins and it moves forward in a very beautiful, changing and natural way. I feel like you, look at that, Ace of Pentacles, which is right here. Ace of Pentacles, something new shows up. And that is the person that you are going to decide to build your legacy with. Somebody here who's really stable, very happy, really kind of fun. Maybe they're a Leo, maybe they're an Aries, maybe they're a Sagittarius. But it feels like you do move on from here. Look at that. We've got the Lovers. So you do move on from here. And it was your decision to move. Or for some of you, you might meet the soulmate. You didn't think it was a test in time and you passed the test. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here, Gemini. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. And I'll be back on Monday with the sneak peek. Love you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.